Hello everybody and welcome to the first video update of 2024. Now, I've not got that much to update you with, but I thought, well, it's a new year, we're already 9 days into it, I'll update you with something, because there's a couple of little bits, but nothing major. And then I sat down after work today. It's 4:25 in the afternoon, and I had a choice. I could do an impromptu stream or something. Forza would have been my first choice. Or I could do this, and I've put this off for a couple of days, so I thought, you know what, I'll give you a video update today, we'll do some Forza, Thursday before football potentially, you know, maybe some Baldurs Gate 3 tomorrow Wednesday, you know, pick the pieces up after the calamity that happened in the last stream. Not going to divulge too much, just in case you're behind on the VODs. But anyway, first of all, just want to say I wish you all a happy new year, if I've not already wished you that, because I haven't seen you, spoke to you, or responded to a comment. But if you're watching this, hope you had a great festive period, whatever you chose to do. If you had time off, hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, hope 2024 has gotten off to a good start for each and every one of you. Now, first of all, well, second of all, I suppose, or is it third of all? I don't know. Music, background music. I thought, right, well, I want some background music for this video update. I don't like video updates when I'm just sat there talking into silence, because I'm used to talking over games and over stuff when I'm doing my party streams. There's always something playing, something happening. So talking into silence is a bit odd. Although most of my video updates are me talking into silence. So I thought I want to change it up for video updates going forward, and we're going to have video updates where I'm talking over some of my favourite musics from various video games, because they tend not to get copyrighted that often, music from video games. And, you know, there's been a lot of memorable soundtracks out there from the many games I've played over the years. And this is a firm favourite. Now, I'll give you 5 seconds to guess what it is, and then put your comment in the comments section as to what your guess was, and be honest about it. Where is this from? What game is it from? What's the name of it, maybe? I don't... It's the Care Troll theme, of course, from The Witcher 3. I can always remember. This video update, by the way, is going to be a rambly one. There's going to be no times given, although technically speaking I should stick to the script. This video update is going to be no longer than 25 minutes. I'm giving myself a big buffer today, okay? Right, yeah, we'll stick to... What's the word I'm looking for? Tradition. We'll stick to the tradition. Yeah, but this is going to be a rambly one. There's going to be no jump cuts, no edits. You're getting me unscripted. I've not even got like a little agenda open or anything. I'm just going with the flow today because, hey, I'm in my dressing gown at 4:30. It's about 1 degree outside. It's freezing cold. So I just thought you're going to get whatever you get, and you're going to like it or you're going to lump it, you know what I mean? But anyway, a Care Troll theme with me floating on the screen in the left hand corner whilst you're looking at my desktop, which is predominantly taken up by this gorgeously handsome, striking gnome here, the king of bling, Mr. Drip himself, Vulpus Glitterbranch. Now, if you watch my Baldurs Gate 3 playthroughs and streams and stuff, you'll know, because I say it every damn stream, but I have to do, that this character, I am in love with him. I've created a character that I think to myself, I just flipping love the guy, which is really odd because I created the character, so, you know, but... As I've said in the past, the way that I play video games, I kind of let my characters almost take their own shape, and sometimes even I'm a passenger as to what they're getting up to and what they're doing, which allows me to kind of enjoy them in some respects, because I don't know what they're going to do next. It depends what options we get in the conversations, you know, and stuff like that. So with Mr. Glitterbranch here, I never intended him to be a narcissist when I first started kind of sculpting him, and you can't see. Oh, you can see it. I've got Vulpus's kind of character sheet up here that I created for the first part of the series, and I don't think anywhere in there was he's going to be, you know, hands on hips, strutting around, you know, Mr. King of Bling personified. It just kind of happened. It just kind of happened. The beauty of roleplay, I suppose. But yeah, isn't he fantastic? Isn't he fabulous? Oh, absolutely. Well, I think so. I mean, I am biased because I created him, but to this day, I mean, I've had some characters that I've created in the past that I've really enjoyed playing as and stuff, but I don't think I've ever had a character that I've been so drawn to in terms of his look, his kind of presence, you know. The purple, or even when he had the red on, it's just the way he stands. Look, even the way he stood. This was just by chance that this pose happened, by the way, that his foot is placed onto the thing, his other foot's not, 1 foot forward, hands on hips, striking his pose. Very, you know, for a little gnome, I can almost picture and almost feel he would command quite a presence about him, you know, kind of like a charismatic kind of guy that you're kind of drawn to, you know, the person that's in the room that instantly lights it up, because he's a bit of a joker. We've had some great conversation options that I've picked with him and kind of closed my eyes as I've picked it, because I'm like, I don't know how the people are going to react to this. He means it as a joke, which is kind of cool, because in real life some people mean things as a joke and other people don't get the joke. So it's happened in the game too. So yeah, anyway, that's at least 6 minutes of the video update talking about Vulpus. Anyway, such is my love for the fella. But right, the crux of this video update then, I might timestamp this video, who knows, New Year's resolution. Okay, that brings me nicely on then to the first part of this video update. It is New Year. Happy New Year to you all once again. Which means that a lot of us kind of think to ourselves, it's a new year, new start, you know, New Year's resolutions. This year I'm going to do this. This year I'm going to speak to my family more, because I really didn't speak too much last year because I couldn't be arsed. You know, this year I'm going to, I don't know, get myself on holiday, because I've not been on one for 3 years and it's about bloody time I did, and make some time for it. You know, this year I might learn to drive, whatever it is. You know, we all set ourselves, I say we all, I think most people have a bit of a reset at this kind of time of year. So I'm having my own little reset, and my own little reset is, well, I put a bit of weight on over the Christmas and New Year period, to the tune of £12. Now that was from coming back off my holiday on the 26th of November when I was 12 stone 10 to the 1st of January when I weighed in at 13 stone 8. Now, you know, there's £14 to a stone for you non-stony people, so do your own conversion. But I think it was, I think 13 stone 8 is £190, I think. Do the maths, you see how it's fine. But anyway, suffice to say, I put on £12. So that £12 has to come off, and it's going to have to come off into, well, it's going to probably take until at least mid-February to get all that weight off, I think. But nonetheless, that is a conscious decision that I made to stop exercising so much and to just eat what I wanted, because for, I'd say, at least 10 months of the year, I'm always kind of watching what I eat and being really good. So to have just a month where you can cut loose is always fun. So it was planned for. But anyway, so I'm kind of on that. But that's not a resolution for me, because I plan to do that, and it's what I do nearly much every year at this time, so it's kind of a routine, if you will. But I did have to think about a couple of things, and one of the things I thought about was the channel, funnily enough, because it's a big part of my life. You know, we've turned into 2024 now, and, you know, I started this in 2010. Quite frightening, actually, when I say that, because that's 14 years that I have been doing this, you know, talking into a camera or talking into a microphone, playing games, enjoying it with you guys. And I thought to myself, and as I do every new year and throughout the year at certain times, on holiday I do a lot of thinking too. I thought to myself, is this the year that I hang my boots up? You know, I kind of got to ask these kind of questions, haven't you? Because at what point do you hang your boots up? So, you know, like at work, is this the year that I go for a promotion, or is this the year that I go for a sideways move and get a different job, something different, something fresh? And when I asked myself that question, I was like, nah, I'm quite happy in my role at work. Don't want a promotion right now, and I certainly don't want to be moving anywhere else, sideways or otherwise. So that's an easy question to answer. So when I asked myself, do I want to carry on LPing, streaming for the foreseeable? Do I have any plans to hang the old boots up and, I don't know, take up another hobby like golf? That was no. Yeah, I'm quite happy as I am, thanks. So expect to see touch wood, all being well, of course, more of me throughout the year, throughout 2024, and don't be surprised if I'm sat here in 2025 still going strong. Again, touch wood, health related, sort of, dependent, I suppose, and of course other aspects outside that you can't account for. Things can change, of course. But anyway, so if you were worried about where I was going with that little question, fear not, I ain't going anywhere. In fact, quite the opposite. Because, as I said, doing some thinking, New Year's, and I thought to myself, when I look back at last year, certain things happened throughout the year and towards the back end of the year, which kind of meant that I think last year was probably my least active year on the channel. And what I mean by that is, in terms of the amount of videos and streams I put out, I think was probably, if we were to count the number of videos and streams I did last year compared to any other year, I think we'll find that it's probably the lowest. And that happened for a variety of reasons. The first reason was I kind of steered away from uploading regular videos because I really enjoy streaming so much that I thought to myself, and got into kind of recording LP videos with no audience and talking to yourself and messing around with editing and uploading and rendering and all the fun and games that entails is a little bit dull compared to engaging with you guys and having a chat and a laugh and stuff. So I'll just try to get mostly streams in, which is fine if you can stream routinely, sort of 3 times a week, but I can't. So there were times going by where you get 1 stream a week and then nothing else at all for the rest of that week, and that wasn't uncommon. And I kind of knew that before I've sort of sat here now and thought about it, but didn't really do anything about it, and just kind of bumbled along in 2024 and got swept up in whatever was happening. Now, one of the issues that I've got is my friend came back from London 18 months ago. Well, actually, it's longer than that now. And I go there every Friday, Saturday. So you don't get any content on a Friday or Saturday, when actually I could be a bit more proactive and do some recorded sessions for a Friday and Saturday, so you've got something to watch, for example. So that's kind of thrown things out a little bit, whereas, prior to her coming back, I'd have either Friday or Saturday free, because I go to a different friend's, but only once a weekend rather than twice. So that kind of threw that out last year. And then, I've not mentioned this, but at the September it came round, and then I ended up kind of seeing somebody, which took a bit of time. And I did say that the one thing that would probably be the biggest detriment to this channel would be if I ended up hooking up with somebody, and it semi-happened. And what I mean by semi, it wasn't like a formal relationship, but it was more kind of a casual, regular hookup-y kind of thing. But that again leads to time investment. It leads to obviously visiting, and on the days where I don't play football, which is a Monday and a Wednesday. Now, if I'm doing other things on a Monday and a Wednesday, that means that I'm doing those things on a Monday or a Wednesday and playing football on a Tuesday and a Thursday, going to my friends on a Friday and Saturday. What days does that leave for me to do any streams? So from September onwards, that also was on top of things. Now that situation has now died down, so that's put to the side. My friend is still here, so Friday Saturdays is still going to be game on, if you will, but I've got a bit more of my time back now. And I've always said, I don't think relationships are for me. I'm a bit too selfish. I like my own time, I like my own space, I like to do what I enjoy, which is this kind of thing, which is playing football, which is going out with my mates, seeing my mates on the Friday, Saturday. I don't like to be dictated to, I don't like the thought of having to kind of pander, and that was what was happening, as I suspected it might do with the whole kind of, relationship type situation. So I was kind of like, this is not working for me. I suspected it wouldn't, but I went there anyway, and I confirmed that I've been right all along. So I'll stick to what I did previously, which is be a selfish fool and just have things when I want them. Because why not have your cake and eat it, right? So there you go. Giving you a slight explanation, not giving you the full gory details, of course, but there you go. Suffice to say, time back now, so I'm quite happy about that, because it got to the point where it was getting a bit like a chain around my bloody neck. Right, anyway, moving swiftly on from that to the channel then. So, yes, as a result of that, I've had a bit of thinking, bit of thought, and I am now going to revert back to how things were in 2022 when I was playing Pathfinder, because Pathfinder was a typical example of a game that I pumped a lot of hours into, but finished quite quickly, relatively speaking, because I was recording sessions as well as streams, and uploading a lot more regularly. So it seemed to me that Pathfinder, as long as the game was, we seemed to just fly through it. It lasted, I'm sure the LP lasted a little while, but it just seemed to go so fast, because we were, I was constantly recording sessions, streaming sessions. If I couldn't stream it, I would be putting uploads up. I remember I sat recording like 4, 5, 6 videos at a time, saved VODs when I was going on holiday. So I was really getting stuck into it, and I haven't had that kind of momentum for most of 2024. I'm afraid to have to say, on reflection. So, and I know you all say, do what you can. Will still be a kind of thing, but I feel bad because I want to give more. It's just that last year, for one reason or another, just things happen. So I've reset. I'm in a happy place right now, and you're going to get some more content. You're going to get lots more recorded sessions again, because I can't stream as regularly as I would like to, but when I can't stream, I'm going to ensure that I've got something to upload for you guys. And my aim, I don't like to put really figures on things, but my aim is to at least get 20 to 25 sessions up a month, which is like either recorded or streams, one or the other, to get that kind of momentum going, to get that progress going, and ultimately to tackle this growing backlog of games that I really want to play. So yeah, that is my main resolution, if you will, for 2024, is to make sure that I'm back uploading on the channel, one form or another, much more regularly. And the forms of videos that you're going to get will be VODs, or streams/stream VODs, of course, if you missed the stream. That will still be my primary and most favourite way to put content on the channel. And as asked in the Christmas party stream, because of the way YouTube saves your progress through a video, you're quite happy to have videos be whatever length as they need to be, so I don't have to worry about chopping them up and stuff. So as long as you're happy, I'm happy, so that works nicely for me. The second form of content that I'll be putting on the channel will be recorded sessions. Of course, the old school kind of record it, get it into Sony Vegas, get it edited, get it uploaded, and let it go live at a time and date of my choosing. Although YouTube processing seems to be a lot slower than it used to be. 2 hours. My past 2 videos, the Christmas party stream and yesterday's Alan Wake stream, 2 hours to process it. Not to upload it, to process it. For YouTube to actually process it. Never used to take that long. But anyway, apart from that, so that's the second option. The third option, which is also quite a nice option for me if I want to do something a bit last minute, if I've got a spare hour, I don't want to do like an impromptu proper stream, I could always go back to kind of doing, not too many, but the kind of private live stream where I quickly just sit down, put a live stream on, but private it, play a game for an hour and a half, and then unprivate it, so that the VOD goes live, no editing required, no rendering, no uploading. The VOD goes up, and you just watch the VOD as if it was a recorded session, basically. And that's really a very easy option to get some last-minute content. If I've got a spare hour just kicking about, and I think, quite fancy playing some Alan Wake tonight, but don't want to have the headache of uploading and editing and Sony Vegasing it because I won't have time to get it up in time. I can just do a quick private stream. And then schedule the VOD to go live at whatever time and date I deem necessary. So I've got those 3 options available. So between those 3 mediums, there's no reason why I cannot get at least 20 to 25 sessions up a month to keep things ticking over, keep things going, and get myself back into that kind of that kind of routine, that get that momentum going. So please do hold me to that, because I'm being serious. I know I'm probably seeming quite jovial about it, but I actually am being very serious. I want to get stuck in, and especially for games like this, Baldur's Gate 3, which, you know, I don't want to be waiting a week, 6 days between sessions. I want to be diving in and keeping that momentum going. So, expect to see more regularity from this little guy going forwards. So speaking of games, speaking of regularity, speaking of uploading, I have myself here a little list that you can't see because it's not full screen. I'm covering half of it, but there you go. Now, we devised this list. I think I'd had a few drinks, but I think we kind of devised some of this list, did we not, in the Christmas party stream. Started out as this list, which is a list of games that I may not whatever play, and then I kind of honed it down a little bit. And these are the games now that will be next on my play list, basically. There's always a bit of scope for jiggering around and pokering around, and new games will come on, but basically I've split my games up into games that I like to play on the channel as main series. So we've got RPGs, we've got strategy, we've got simulation, and then we've got the kind of side series, indie, shorter type games as well, because the strategy is still going to be 2 main LPs and a side LP. So the next RPG that I'm planning on playing after I finish Baldur's Gate 3 at this moment in time is Cyberpunk. It's marinated and marinated and marinated in that fridge, covered up, all the spices soaking in for long enough now. And I've been assured by more than one person that the game is ready to be played. So we've done, Pathfinder not so long ago. We've done Baldur's Gate 3, or we're doing Baldur's Gate 3. So I fancy a different RPG. Now, I mean, it's debatable whether it's a full-blown RPG, Cyberpunk, I suppose, but, it's kind of ishy, RPG-ishy. But yeah, that's going to be replacing Baldur's Gate 3, which is going to be obviously quite a while away, because as much as I'm 90 hours into the game, I'm still only just touching Act 2. But yeah, that will be coming next. So that I'm hoping will be at some point this year. I can't see Baldur's Gate lasting until the entire year, maybe up until about July time possibly. But yeah, RPG, Cyberpunk will be the next game to replace that. So looking forward to that, actually, really am. Now, strategy. The 2 strategy games that I foresee playing in 2024, 3 Kingdoms. This elusive game, this fable that seems to be a game that will never grace my channel, but other from my own lips, is coming after Alan Wake. Potentially. Maybe. I'll flip a coin. No, seriously. Alan Wake, when that finishes, around about February, I reckon, 3 Kingdoms will be starting. I'm just waiting for you to get it off your chest. Just hit me with it. Come on. Your jokes, your memes. Come on, get it out, your sis. Put it in the comments. Come on. What are you saying at this precise moment to me announcing 3 Kingdoms is coming after Alan Wake? What are you saying? Let me know in the comments. Put it in. What is the first thing that sprung to your mind? What a load of codswallop. Yeah, no, seriously. 3 Kingdoms is coming 2024, and sooner than you think. It's coming after Alan Wake, because between now and me finishing Alan Wake, I'm going to, in earnest, do my research. I already know which character I'm playing as. I picked that when we ended up playing a bit of 3 Kingdoms after a Plague Tale stream, the last Plague Tale Requiem stream, in fact. I think we finished it quite quickly, and then I had a bit of time to spare, so I booted up 3 Kingdoms and we looked at some of the characters and the start dates, and I picked which looked like a good one for the series. So I'm sticking with that choice at the moment. So I know who I'm playing as, what faction, what leader, what area. So we're already halfway there, aren't we? So just need to boot the game up and flip and play it, right? But I want to do a bit of research first, because apparently the game is quite complex. There's some nuances to it, so I want to kind of get a little bit of a head start. So I've got now between now and I'd say about 6 weeks to get up to speed. And then of course the beauty of it is I can stream the first 2 or 3 sessions so that you guys that are more up to speed with the game can give me tips and advice, because that's how, generally speaking, I tend to learn, by doing and by you guys assisting me as well. So there you go. That is that. Simulation. I like to play simulation games on the channel. So simulation games, a little bit thinner on the ground, but F1 Manager 23 is potential, but we played 22, so I'm probably not going to play that, really. To be honest with you, you kind of got the gist with the F1 2022 version, and I don't think the 2023 version is too much different. But Police Simulator, I got given that, I'm sure, as a gift by somebody. And as an ex-police officer, I always like playing police-type games, and they tend to go down well on streams, police games, I've noticed on the channel in the past. So I'm thinking Police Simulator could be something to play as a side series, as like a simulation game side series at some point this year. It'd be quite fun to see whether I can actually bring some of my old skills to the table. I don't know, we'll see. But it's got some decent reviews on Steam, so I'm quite hopeful about that. We'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, looking forward to giving that a blast. Right, and then games that are coming pretty sharpish. When I finished Forza, which I've not streamed for a little while, and I've not even played it for a little while, but I'm still determined that I will finish that side series when I win an online race. So at some point, probably next week, I'll just get this week out of the way first, I'm going to start sitting down and start plotting my way to an online win. And what I mean by that is, if you have missed any sort of Forza streams, I'm basically going to get a car for one of the kind of open class races, maybe, or if it's one of the spec classes, at least get a tune that I can be comfortable and quick in. Then look at the races that are going on for that particular week, what tracks they're on, and then literally practice those tracks for at least a couple of hours each, so that I'm completely and utterly like as good as I can be on them, with you know, rather than just driving them cold, so that I know the car. I know the car's quick, you know, for me, works well for my driving style, and I've practiced the circuits that are in the rotation for that particular week in that particular class of race, and that will give me the best chance of winning a race, rather than just jumping into a random car, getting it tuned live on stream, and then sitting down and racing on it on tracks that I've not driven on for weeks. Maybe not driven on that often in the game at all, because some tracks I try to avoid if I can, and that should allow me the best chance to win. So we're gonna, you know, you talk about challenges and resolutions and, you know, health and fitness challenges going off on the Discord server and all sorts. Well, perhaps our first challenge of the channel is follow my journey. I might even do some offline recording sessions of me training my way to online victory. We could do it as a journal. Oh, it's all coming to me now. Yeah, as we follow my progress on my side LP quest to win an online race. The journey starts next week. I could create some kind of little bit of fun out of this, couldn't I? But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But when that side series finishes and I finally win an online race, I'm going to stop the Forza series, and then I'm going to start loading up some of these other side series. So Suzerain has been recommended in the past. It's been recommended very recently. It was an offer when I bought it a couple of weeks ago. As you can see, I've already installed it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving that a blast after Forza has finished. Pentiment has been recommended by a couple of people. I haven't bought that yet, but I will buy it, and I will play that after Suzerain as the next side series. And I'm also quite interested in going back to Democracy 3, 4, I can never remember which one it is. But anyway, the latest Democracy that came out when I loaded it up and did about 2 streams as Prime Minister Green re-elected, for us only not to get re-elected. We had 1 term because the people didn't like us a second time. Apparently we'd overstayed our welcome. But I'll be quite interested to do a kind of a collaborative, hive mind, interactive type playthrough where we pick a country at random, just random select a country using a random number generator maybe, and then kind of with a hive mind maybe pick a particular, create a character like we're playing an RPG, create kind of a character that's going to lead that country, kind of ideals, what's their priorities going to be, what kind of a person are they, and then play it out in the game and see what happens basically. But yeah, I just thought a bit more of an interactive playthrough of Democracy, because I kind of feel like I've got unfinished business with that game. I didn't like how it ended the last time we played it, and one term and then punted out unceremoniously. So hopefully the second time round we might be able to achieve greatness with all of our minds combined. Who knows, we'll see. So I want to give that another blast. But yeah, that is what the kind of channel is looking like for 2024. Of course, that's not an exhaustive list. There could be other games that come out this year that suddenly find their way at the top of it. Some of these other games I might get round to playing, but these are the ones at this moment in time that I'm really thinking about seriously starting up pretty as soon as possible, as soon as other series finish. Which leads me on at 31 minutes, 25 minutes, yeah, right. It leads me on to the one game on the channel that I haven't mentioned yet. I've mentioned Baldur's Gate 3, I've mentioned Alan Wake, I've maybe mentioned Forza. Baldur's Gate 3, the RP playthrough of Bam Bam's Tale. Now, I was doing some thinking about this, and I have decided to not cancel the series, because I actually really enjoyed it, but pausing it, putting it on a, what's the word, a hiatus, putting it to sleep temporarily, because pacing. I've got 4 on the go technically with that included, and that's a bit too much. So that's that reason. But also, I'm playing Baldur's Gate with Vulpus, and I don't want to split my energies for the same game, if that makes sense. So if I'm splitting my energies between Vulpus and then Bam Bam and then yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that. So I thought over Christmas, do you know what? If I park Bam Bam's Tale, and I say park it, seriously, I'm not cancelling it, park it for now, finish Baldur's Gate 3, obviously start Cyberpunk, start playing that and whatever else, and at some point Baldur's Gate 3 will be patched and will be pretty much finished. You know, there'll be not many more hotfixes, not many more patches coming out. You know, the game might even be in definitive edition form, and at that point, with all the tweaks, all the additions that will be coming through the coming kind of months, and, you know, hopefully improvements and stuff, if I come back to the game after I finish with Vulpus, the game might be in a slightly different state. There'll be new things to try potentially, to get stuck into, and I'll also probably start having a bit more of a play around when the game again is more stable with some mods that might be really, really useful, because the mods that I've got at the moment for Baldur's Gate 3 are really, really good, and I'm not the biggest moddy person. So I might even have, you know, when the game is more stable and hotfixes and patches don't crash mods every 5 minutes, you know, with Bam Bam's Tale, we could have a more updated game, and we can experiment with mods, and it'll be a good way for me to get back into Baldur's Gate 3 for a second time, because the replayability of the game is insane. The amount of different choices and things, and I'll probably seeing, yes, I'll be seeing a lot of the same content, of course, but I'll be seeing so much different content based on the fact that Bam Bam is different from Vulpus. So parking it to be resumed at a later time, and don't be surprised if that later time is 2025. But I think it's for the best. But yeah, mark my words, bookmark this video, it is not cancelled, so don't fear. You just got to wait now, like the poor Three Kingdoms people have had to wait for a little while. Now it's your turn. Right, I've probably rambled on for long enough, so I'm gonna finish off just by one last thing, and I like to mention this occasionally, just because it might help a couple of you out, okay? Inflation has gone down to about 3.9% or whatever it is. I can't remember the exact number. I read it earlier today. From 11%, and I don't like to get political, so I'm going to hold my tongue because someone was going to spit out my mouth there, but I won't. Pennies are tight. Pennies can be tight for a lot of people. And we've just had Christmas, and people tend to spend a little bit more than they would usually in the rest of the year on Christmas, on food, on presents, gifts, or whatever. So January tends to be a bit of a kind of moment when it comes to checking the old bank balance or looking in one's purse or wallet. Now, I've talked about sort of money saving. I'm no Martin Lewis by any stretch of the imagination, but I do have a little things that I get up to and things that I do. For example, you can see many things on this little hotbar here, but you can see, for example, I've got a cash flow little Google sheet, and what that is it's my way to track my expenditure, my income, and I do that for the entire 12 months. Not a penny, hardly, is unaccounted for that goes in or out of my bank accounts. And I find that really, like if you're using like a Fitness Pal kind of app, kind of hones you on what you're eating to kind of hold you to account, and that naturally makes you eat less because you're thinking, oh Jesus. Same thing with this kind of setup. So my first tip would be, if you do something similar, you might be quite surprised actually that how much that can help you to take control of your finances. But yeah, that was not the money saving tip, by the way. It's one of them. But the money saving tip that I'm going to give you, I'm only going to give you one, because I said I'm not an expert on these kind of things, but I have my own little, things that I do. That being one of them, is haggle with providers. Now, the start of a new year seems the best time to give you the impetus to get this done. So I'm hoping that if this saves you, anybody out there watching this, if it saves you any amount of pounds, I'd be happy to hear your success story. But if you have got a broadband, a cable television, or it's the start of the year, so maybe even if you've got any sort of insurance renewals coming up, they're the big three that you can save money on, and you're out of contract, pick the phone up. Just do it. Don't think about it. Don't think, I don't want to be. Just do it, because you'll be surprised at how easy it is. I'll bore you with a story very briefly, but basically I've been with Virgin Broadband for a long time, and since it was NTL back in the days of, I don't know what year it was, about year 2001 I think, when it was a 128k broadband. We've got 1 gigabyte broadband now. I'm talking 1 to 8 kilobytes back in the day, but it was faster than dial-up, which were 56k. Anyway, I've been with them a long time, and I found a broadband company in our area because we suddenly got the OpenReach network. Fibre to the premises was installed last year, which meant that the likes of BT, the likes of Vodafone, the likes of TalkTalk, Shell, all these broadband providers that use the OpenReach network, I could have their gigafast broadband now. So I did some research and found a company, and looked at the figures, and I've got a gigabyte with Virgin, but with the OpenReach network, the upload was 100 meg, and I'm all about uploading videos, streaming. Upload is more important to me, and Virgin's was only 50. So I approached the other company and basically set up, sort of inquired a little bit and got the facts and figures, and just what am I getting here, Kaiser? Spoke to them on the phone, and they confirmed, 100 meg upload, gigabyte download, and the most important thing was they were £21 a month cheaper than Virgin. So I rung Virgin and said, look, I've been with you for a long time, I'm out of contract at the moment, you know, I've got another company who I'm going to be going with potentially, who are giving me twice as fast an upload speed as you guys, £21 a month cheaper. What can you do for me? Because I'd rather not move, if I'm honest. I've been with you for a long time. Oh, let me just have a look for you, said the person on the phone. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, I can knock you £1 a month off. And I can't believe she had the cheek to even say that, because if I was that woman, I wouldn't have even bothered opening my trap. You've got a customer telling you, you can get, I can get it £21 cheaper, and you come back with, well, I can give you £1 off. That's just is silly. But she said it. So I was like, nah. Can you do anything else? No. I said, right, put me through to retentions then. So she put me through to retentions. I explained to retentions, and she says, oh, right, well, we'll cut you off then, and your last date is the 23rd of November, or whatever it was. It was in November, I'm sure. So I was like, oh, well, that's what 21 years loyal service gets you. See you later, bye. And thought nothing of it. I had a 14-day cooling off period with a new company, but I was waiting for the broadband to be installed, and it was going to be installed before I got cut off from Virgin, so there was going to be no issue. About a week later, I get a phone call from a man at Virgin, and he, oh, you've left us. I noticed you've left. You've not been cut off yet, but you've handed your notice in, if you will. Can I ask why? So I explained to the guy the story, and he went, oh, how does, I think it was 35, was it 35? Yeah, how does £35 a month sound? Well, excuse me. Now, bearing in mind I was paying at the time 62, found it for 63, sorry. 63, I found it for 42 with this other company, and now this random man from Virgin has just rung me back a week later, has just, out of the blue, conjured up a price out of thin air. I'll give you it for 35. Excuse me? I said, first of all, why couldn't the woman who I rung in the first place offer me 35? I wouldn't have had to go through all this rigmarole. Second of all, 35, I'll snap your hand off. So yeah, I ended up going from £63 a month to 35. And then the biggest kind of thumbs up of it all, about 2 months later, lo and behold, Virgin's upload speed went up to 100 meg. Just like that. Didn't tell us about it, I just noticed it when I uploaded a video and thought, 15 minutes? These usually take about half an hour. Did a speed test. Oh, nice of them to tell me they've upgraded my upload speed. So I was happy with that. So the moral of the story, and I'm sure I've said this story before, but I just want to hammer it home to you, is that these companies, money is better in your pocket than in theirs. So if you're out of contract with your Skies, your Virgins, you know, you've got nothing to lose by picking the phone up and just saying, look, I'm a loyal customer, I've been with you a while, it's Christmas time has just happened, cost of living crisis, I'm trying to cut costs somewhere, what can you do for me? You don't know if you don't ask. What's the worst they can say? The worst they can say is, we've got nothing for you, and you're no worse off or better off than you were before. But I'm saying, I'm almost 75 to 90% sure that you'll get something knocked off, and something is better than nothing. You might even get as lucky as me and get almost 30 quid knocked off if you're willing to push as far as actually cancelling. I wouldn't advise that, to be honest with you, unless you really don't care and you're happy to cancel. But you know, the threat, just ask, just be nice about it. Look, what have you got for me? What offers have you got on? So your challenge for January, and I want to know your success stories in the comments. Pick the phone up and ring a phone provider or a broadband provider or a TV provider if you're out of contract, and just try it. Just try it. Use this as your mojo to do it, because you might save yourself £200-300 this year. And the second thing linked to that is insurances. If you've got a renewal coming up in January for a house insurance, for a car insurance, whatever you do, don't accept the renewal. Absolutely 100% ring the company and you will get it cheaper. And that is almost 100% guaranteed. Whether it's 20 quid, 30 quid, whatever it might be, as I said, it's better than nothing. So do that too, because the renewals prices are always higher than they're willing to go down to, because they rely on people not ringing and auto renewing. Soon as I ring my company and say, I'm ringing again, I've been with this company about 10 years, I don't move from them. They've always knocked the price down to a price that I'm happy to pay. Elephant, I think it is. I ring them every year. Hi, it's me again. Renewals come through. Oh, let me see. Oh, you've been with us a long time. I say, yes. Have you seen us cheaper on a comparison site? If I have, I say I have. If I haven't, I'm honest and say I haven't looked. Slight white lie. I haven't looked. I don't bother looking anymore because you knock it down anyway, so I just don't bother. Slight white lie, because this year's comparison site was 1.5 times higher than my renewal. So I'm going to tell the woman, yeah, I've looked on the comparison sites and you're the cheapest. No, you won't say that, would you? So I kind of white lied and said, no, I haven't looked this year. You knock it off every year, so I just thought I'd ring you straight away. Anyway, we went through the procedure and she went, oh yeah, well, I can knock you 35 quid off. Now, not as much as previous years, but 35 quid, as I said, always better in your pocket. I had to take it because insurance premiums have gone up quite significantly this year, if you noticed, or back in the last year as well. So yeah, don't accept your auto renewal. Ring the company, and they will reduce it for you. I'm almost certain. But yeah, also out of contract, ring your TV and your broadband providers, and let me know how you get on. So that's my little bit of impetus for you. Hopefully I might have saved some of you some pennies this year. Don't worry about it. Or you just need to just give me a thumbs up. That'll do. Right. Anyway. So, let me get rid of that now. That is me done in a nutshell. 46 minutes. I said it was going to be a rambly one. I'm feeling in a good mood today. And when I'm in this kind of joyful mood, I just blabber on. But hopefully, you got to the end. Anyway, next video that you'll be seeing will be tomorrow. I'm not playing football. It's Wednesday. I have currently no plans in the diary. Which means that it's going to be a stream. And if I'm brutally honest, the stream that I am itching to get back to is this little guy, Vulpus. There's a lot of things to to make up for after the last session, and a lot of messes to put right, maybe, I don't know. But basically, I'm itching to see where we go after the last session. So yeah, we'll be diving into some BG3. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your evening, afternoon, morning, whatever the time is that you're watching this. And yeah, hopefully see you around the Discord, or of course in a stream in the not too distant future. Once again, Happy New Year, and until next time, I'll see you soon.